Hello, hello, guys. You know, I'm not going to give up. I'm gonna try again. I think you guys can hear me better now. I'm streaming live from my phone, but the phone only have a certain amount of capability. I'm not trying that no more right while I'm talking, but previously I tried to pull up a video as I speak, and I was having a glitch as I was on my laptop, guys. I apologize for that hiccup, and I do apologize. If you guys are here now on live, chat. I mean, not. I'm just send me a. There you go. Good evening, Gilda. Yeah, Gilda Medley. I was having issues with the sound. Can you guys hear me now? I'm on my phone, guys, so I think you guys can hear me a little bit better. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a hey, girl, your voice is clear or something. So I don't want to get into the throes of thing and you guys can't hear me. Miss Gilda, if you can hear me, go ahead and type something in and let me know. For those that are here, go ahead and let me know you're available. 1, 2, let me know that my sound is doing okay. Sound check, sound check. I think that I'm okay, guys. Sound is good. All right, all right. Rose Jenkins, how you doing, darling? Miss Jenkins says the sound is good. How are you, my dear? Miss Jenkins, I had a little hiccup there. My sound was acting up. I tried it 1, 2, 3 times and it was still acting crazy. I don't know what's going on with me hooking going through my laptop, but it was not having it. All right, we are a-okay. Okay, guys, thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. I have 3 stories that I want to talk about. I know my audience was here a little previously, but they may have stepped away because we had a little glitch there. But we're going to proceed. Okay. First story. I wanted to talk about karma. I know you guys probably. Thanks, Miss Gilda. I know you guys probably got a little snippet of it. You probably didn't even hear it because it was shaking and dropping off, and a lot of stuff that I may have said you couldn't hear. But what I wanted to talk about was karma. What I say about that is I was listening in on some of the followers that were following the squad leader, and I saw some of the words and language that they used. And I also heard what the squad leader was saying herself. She stated, this is what she stated, y'all. She says that people are following her. People are trying to, play on her phone. You know what I'm saying? She is saying that people are playing on her phone. So, guys, I don't know if this is for real. Three's a charm. Hello. That's what I'm talking about. You don't give up. You got to keep fighting, baby. You got to keep going. Don't give up. Never give up. You got to keep going. 3 times is a charm. Thank you. Thank you so much, Miss Rose Jenkins. But what I'm talking about today, guys, is that karma. Okay. The squad leader mentioned that somebody is playing on her phone. Now, I wanted to bring you guys in and I wanted to get you guys' viewpoint on the matter because is that her karma that she's getting back? You see, what I say about all that playing on the phone, as she stated, that somebody's calling her phone and playing games. Well, didn't they do the same thing to Miss Carver? Calling Miss Carver in the middle of the night, scaring her, making it seem like her daughter, there was an urgent matter that she needed to attend to, or her older husband needed to go find out what's going on with her daughter at the gas station, or something happened, calling these elderly people and waking them up in the wee hours of the night, playing on these grown folks' phone. Didn't that happen to Miss Carver? Okay. So what that tells me, if this is true, that woman is getting everything back she dished out because they stated that she was part of the ploy. They stated that she was part of people calling and harassing people, or if she didn't do it herself, she got her little, her goons out there doing. They say that she was involved with doxing people, calling people, harassing people. So I'm just saying, people, when you start doing things that is a nuisance to other people and their family, that thing tends to turn around and come back on you. You see what I'm saying? They was telling the squad leader, why don't you just change your number? You see? Why don't you do this? So why don't you do it? Now, my thing about all this is, family, if in fact this is true, she's getting back what she dished out. And if it's not, that means she is trying to get sympathy or attention towards her, maybe to get the attention off that money that they keep talking about, or maybe she wants some kind of sympathy. You know, when people have a pity party, then they're looking for sympathy. You know what I'm saying? That's how people keep you close in their bosom, family. You see, they want that attention, they want that sympathy. Okay. Now they're saying, here we go, we got Miss Jenkins. Miss Jenkins says they played on Miss Carter's phone. That's why I wanted to bring you guys in to let you know, hey, get your guys' opinion. Yeah, they played on Miss Carter's phone. They had Miss Carter so nervous, I believe that, but see, Miss Carter is a sharp cookie. She kind of know what these people are doing. You see, they've been calling Miss Carter's phone for a long time, harassing and playing on her phone. So she kind of figured it out. You know, once her husband answered the phone, she kind of figured it out. It may have been somebody playing on her landline. You see? Now I'm hearing the squad leader saying the same thing. Oh, somebody calling my phone. Okay, so what if they calling your phone? Didn't you do the same thing to other people? Are you doing the same thing to other people now? Calling with these anonymous. Am I saying that right? These private numbers. You know, people can get an app. Family, there's an app that you can get. Okay, because I read about it. I've seen all this kind of stuff. How people play games on phone. They teach you about things like that. The class I went to, the reason for that, they teach you about that. They can actually get an app, put a fake number in there, and be calling you and harassing you, making you think they in California or New York, and all the time they in the backwoods somewhere. You see what I'm saying? They may be in the same town you live in. These are the game that people play. You see what I'm saying? And not only that, that squad leader crew, I heard they love to dox the people that's in association with her crew. They talked about what's her name? Allergic to uh, dog doodle or whatever they want to call it. They talked about how those people that ganged up and clicked up together, and they divided amongst themselves, and they go here and there and they start harassing various people. You see what I'm saying? Whether it's through doxing, whether it's through phone call, whether it's through just antagonizing folks. You see what I'm saying? Or maybe even lying on people. You see what I'm saying, fam? It's just a lot of things that people get what they dish out. That's what I wanted to talk about, guys. And I wanted your viewpoint about that. How you doing, Miss Johnson? I am doing A-OK. Miss Jenkins, what you say, Miss Jenkins? You said that the people she doxed, she's now on their team after they talked about her deceased son. Oh, okay. You talking about who we talking about? We're talking about the Chad, Chase, whatever they call her. Are you talking about her? Are you talking about? I need to. I heard a lot of people. Let me. I'm not gonna keep on calling these folks' names, but sometimes you need to know who I'm talking about, because I have to kind of pinpoint exactly who I'm talking about, so I won't confuse my audience. But I do remember a lot of things that people said about the squad leader, but yet they flocked to her rescue now. That's interesting to me. That's interesting to me. Yeah, you're saying, Chad? Yeah, that woman, to me, I think that woman is a hypocrite. I don't understand. I'm telling you, I heard in the squad leaders uh, uh, video previously, she talked about, hey, she believe in surprising people. You know what I'm saying? She surprised people. You see what I'm saying? She may not have said it in those exact words, but she have a surprise for people. Where you think you're going over and befriending that woman, she got a surprise for you. Just another thing that how they did Sharita. That's all. That's all. That's another thing that how they did Sharita. But yeah, guys, I wanted to talk to you about that. She talked about how the people are playing games and pranking on her phone. Also, she indicated that people are trying to eat off of her. They're trying to eat off of her. Trying to eat off of her. Well, if they're trying to eat off of her, guys, one of the statements I mentioned, they're gonna starve to death. You don't have that kind of clout coming in that direction for somebody to be trying to eat off you. How they gonna eat off you? a couple of dollars a month. No, you got to be doing more than that. What it is, see, you may be selling your soul to the devil to get a few more dollars than the norm. But if somebody else, these other content creators, they may speak about what's going on or what you're doing. They ain't trying to eat off of you. That ain't nothing. That ain't no real money. That's nothing. They just voicing their opinion. They're voicing their opinion and they're moving on. So I don't know where she get that from. People trying to eat off her. I don't understand that concept. She had to explain that a little bit better for me because I don't get it. I don't see how that somebody may say you this and you that, and that's trying to eat off you. That ain't no. It ain't like nobody got no talk show and you getting no real money. That's eating off somebody, you know. But yeah, family. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I wanted to talk to you about the other story that I wanted to talk to you about, guys. I'm gonna go back and forth because I think these are relevant. Now, the truth. Okay. I don't know, guys, if you've been watching that, family. And this month is the Domestic Violence Awareness Month for women that, or they could be men or women, but Domestic Violence Awareness Month for women, that we're talking about. And I wanted to share with you what I've been noticing with let's see. I want to say it in the right words. I don't want to insult anyone, but I'm gonna come on out with it. The last video I saw about Miss LaTruth, the wife, okay, she indicated that the Child Protective Services people came to her home. All right, so she stated that she was trying to protect. She steady protecting her husband. Trying to steady protecting him, even though he's doing all these so-called bad things to her. Not saying that he's not, because I heard him speak, and I can hear it in his voice. He's very arrogant. He's very arrogant, and I can hear it in his voice about how controlling he is. It's the way how he talks to her and how he controls the conversation, and he puts the blame on her instead of being sympathetic and sympathizing with when she's feeling a certain way. I have noticed that. However, I'm blaming both. When I say blaming both, when she did that video about the CPS coming to her home and she stated that she kept trying to protect him, I don't understand why you keep trying to protect him. Are you telling the DCF, what you got, CPS people, that he's not doing these things? Obviously, they came to your home for a reason. Because when you go on national, on these platforms and talk about what's going on in your household, and when they involve children, okay, then it's possible that they will come and visit you. It's possible they will come and visit you and see what's going on in your home. So what you've done is, when they came to your home and asked you about your husband and what's going on in these abusive situations you may be in, you stated you keep protecting him. But I find that an issue when you say that, because you will get on this national platform and talk about how terrible this person is, which he may be awful, but yet you won't admit that to the people that may be able to help you and your family. What I mean by that, you're not admitting to them that you have had some of these issues, but yet as soon as the people leave out of your door, you get on national TV, you get on these platforms, and then you tell and say how horrible of a person this man is. I find that being problematic. If you can say it on this platform, you should be able to say it to DCF. You should be able to say it to the police. You should be able to say it to the high heavens, because you're speaking on these platforms. But yet, when you get called out to stand your ground on that, you don't come through. You don't come through, and I have a problem with that. Then I'm starting to believe that now, what is really going on here? I know they talked about you being, you guys having skits before, okay? You kind of, the same thing that's playing out now is what played out before doing your skits, you see. So now I'm having an issue with that, okay? Also, I have another issue. Family. Y'all stay with me now. Stay with me. I'm not on nobody's side. I'm gonna say what I see about him and what I see about her. Also, I want to say something. I heard somebody in the background talking while Miss LaTruth was telling us about her situation and the DCF coming to her house. That woman sounds like that woman is the ex of her husband. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that because it seems like she may be instigating. She may be instigating and causing the problem. Let me tell you something. The woman is an ex for a reason. You should not be. I'm just going to tell you, if there is an ex that's in your life and that ex is causing problem between you and your husband or in the middle of some kind of way, that may be one part of the issue. Because if you got somebody that have a baby by a man and you befriend them, okay, and you get this woman here steady whispering things in your ear about what's going on, what they've done in the past, or some issues that she may be having with her child and his dad and her dad, well, they could be putting more sauce on it than the norm. Not saying this man wasn't mean to the child. I'm just saying, fam, you have to be careful where you're getting your information from and who you're getting it from. I have a problem with the ex in there instigating, if that's what's going on, if that's that woman that I didn't see in the background, but I heard the voice. I can tell who that voice is. That sound like his ex, his ex, her husband's ex-girlfriend. She should not be getting in those people's business. Because if she is in those people's business, then she could be part of the problem. This is my advice to LaTruth, the wife. My advice to you, if you are serious about separating from your husband, you need to do that. You need to, if there is an abusive situation that's going on in your life, you need to keep it on paper and you need to report it. You need to report it to the CPS, Children Protective Service. You need to report that. Do not hide anything from these people if this is what's going on. And then you get on this platform and then you tell us, but yet you don't tell the people who you need to tell it to, because it may come back to haunt you by you not doing that. If you are serious about leaving this man alone, well then guess what? You need to, if these people are in your life, you need to report it. If these CPS people are in your life, you need to report it. And now that leads me to wonder, why did the CPS people come to your house? Did his ex-girlfriend call the CPS? Who called the CPS? Or did he call the CPS? Somebody close to you may be doing the dirty work, Miss LaTruth. It may be the ex-girlfriend trying to see how dysfunctional you guys are to get in your life and may have your kids taken from you so you can hit rock bottom. I'm not saying, I don't know. Maybe y'all best of friends. I don't know. But you have got to be careful with these exes in your life, and you're married to the man that dated this ex before. You have to be, because people can have ulterior motives, family. People can have ulterior motives. You see, pretending like they're your friends and all the time they're cutting your throat. I'm just telling you, she's a young lady. Okay, that her husband is a little bit older than she is, and then now you got this outsider. It's always come back telling you stuff, or he used to do this to me. And maybe he did. I'm not saying he's no angel, because I can see the arrogance in him. I can see the controlling nature of him. I can see how unsympathetic he is. I heard that video that LaTruth's sister played. And that video, the way that man talked to that woman, called her a B, if that's him, sound like his voice, and sound like he was gonna put that woman out the car and make her catch an Uber. Yeah, he's very controlling. And there's some of the same language that he was speaking in that conversation that he was being recorded in. I did hear the ex talk about the same thing. So they may have a lot of things in common with his abusive ways, you see. But what I say to LaTruth, if he is this type of person that you say he is, don't get on the platform and tell the whole world. But when the folks start knocking at your door and want to go in there and have these conversations with you about your husband and what he did to you, you better break the silence. You better tell him, because guess what? That may come back to haunt you if you don't do that. Then they're going to start not believing what you say. You can tell us on the platform, but you can't tell the folks that's knocking on your door want to walk in there and talk to you about the problem. See, that's just my food for thought to you on that matter. Be careful who telling you and bringing you the bone. Okay. Now, hey, maybe you and the ex may have became good friends. Maybe so. Maybe sometimes you can learn a lot from an ex, especially if they done moved on and they really don't like that mate. You know, they ex. You know, that mate. Maybe you can learn from them. I'm not saying it, but I'm just saying you just have to be careful of how much information you keep letting that being poured into you. Because guess what? You're gonna be stressed out. Trying to keep up with the Joneses, with this internet stuff, trying to save your family, keep hearing all this back and forth, what this ex is talking to you about. She could very well mean well, but you at some point you got to draw the line. You have got to draw the line, get your head right, get your head space right. Okay? You may have to separate yourself from these folks. But I see you probably can't, because you're caring for that woman's child. And my question is, why the woman can't care for her own child? Okay? When you separate yourself from that man, that child is old enough, sound like to me. That child should be with her mother. If the mother is not an abusive parent, if the mother is a good parent, that child should be with her mother. Why that child can't go back to her mother? So you can go ahead and move on with your life. Because see, now that becomes a burden, a big responsibility on you. Have to care for somebody else's child. Why you have to care for somebody else's child? If you say your husband and you and your husband getting ready to work on y'all divorce, why the ex-girlfriend can't care for her own child? I don't know. Maybe the child has taken a liking to you, but that's still that woman's child. I'm trying to understand that, because I don't understand it. Are they trying to stay close to you so they can drive you crazy? See, I've been watching a lot of TV, child. You gotta be careful. Are they teaming up? Are them two teaming up to drive you nuts? I don't know. Is it your husband and ex teaming up to drive you nuts? You gotta pay attention how these people be moving. Keep talking about we friend all the time. They could be sleeping together. I don't know. I'm not saying. I'm just telling you, got to be careful about people. People, something else, child. Something else. That's just my food for thought on that. I don't want to dwell on that too much, but I will say this, Miss LaTruth. If you're gonna tell it to the world, tell it to the people that you need to tell it to. Tell it to the police, so that you can have it on record. Tell it to the DCF. Whatever conversation you need to have about protecting your family and you. You may need to. Okay. Now the ex has told you enough. Okay. Let you know about her past relationships. You guys had your own private conversation, but you should draw the line with that. And fourth, if you're done with your husband, be done. Move on. Quit playing the game. And I hope this ain't no skit, because if so, you're going to lose a lot of people. You are going to lose a lot of people. Okay? All right. That's enough on that, y'all. Anybody here? Let me go to the drawing board. How you doing, Miss Vet? Yes. How you doing? We are all doing okay here. We are all doing okay here. We got Shay Smalls. You say, hey, Patricia and Chad, the daughter is back home with her mom. Oh, the daughter is back home with her mom. Okay, that is wonderful. That is wonderful, because I believe that should be how it goes. If the mother is a good, caring mother and a responsible parent, that's where the child should be. And very well, the mother could mean well to Miss Truth. She could be, but I'm just saying you have to be careful. If she's trying to get her life back and get her life on track, the less is the better. You got your own family to worry about. You got your marriage to worry about. You got to worry about about divorce and separations and all these things. You got a lot on your plate. So less is better. Okay. So that's good. So that's where we're going with that. How y'all doing out there? How you doing, guys? How you doing? How are you? Now, guys, I know earlier I had wrote some notes about the squad leader. Okay. Squad leader. Now, I heard her make this statement. in reference to the truth family. She said, I don't think he's at the level of being a monster. Okay. This is what the squad leader said about the husband of, I mean, the truth, the truth. Okay. The husband. How can you tell what level a person is at in somebody else's marriage? You have no clue far as talking about whether he has turned to a monster. Just because people give off this appearance to be this perfect man, because that's what some people do. You see what I'm saying? Put themselves at a high standard. But yet when you get behind those closed doors to see how when he take his mask off, you don't know what kind of monster he is. For her to say that I don't think he's at the level of being a monster. How do you know how this man have treated her behind closed door, verbally talked to her, and physically been in involvement with? You don't know. So my level of to determine if this person's a monster may be a different level of what this wife is feeling. You see what I'm saying? So you can't put no weight on what kind of monster somebody is to somebody else. Just because you don't know nothing about this man, that don't mean that does not mean this man is not a cruel person. You see? Isolating folks, defaming some, not defaming, lying on people. You see, physically abusing somebody, control. You don't know what kind of level of monster that is for another person, so you should never let that come out your mouth. That's why I said that woman got diarrhea at the mouth. She never thinks about. She talks so fast. I'm talking about the squad leader right now. She gave her little viewpoint on the Truth family. I gave mine too. She better, you can say it out on this platform. Say it to the people that need to hear it, so they can make it a documented, because it may protect you one day in your defense. You see, you don't know how a person may be feeling or what they may be going through in relationships. You don't know. And sometimes people cry out for help and people ain't listening. And that is leading me right into my next segue, guys. St. Louis, Missouri, school shooting. School shooting that happened at Central Visual and Performing Arts School. Great school. I remember a family member of mine going to that school. That's a great school. People very talented with gifts and know how to act, sing, write. They do all kinds of, they have so many kinds of gifts at those types of schools like that. But in particular, this one, we had a mass shooting right here in St. Louis, Missouri on Monday morning. 3 people were actually 2 people were killed. Lots of other people were injured. This young man by the name of, what is his name? Orlando Harris. He graduated last year, guys, but he returned to the school. He returned to the school with an AR-15 style rifle with 600 rounds of ammo and a note saying, I don't have anybody, any friends or family. See, people be crying out for help. And sometimes you got to hear people when they speak. This is not to minimize what awful thing that he did, but what I'm saying to you, you got to hear what people are saying. Just like Miss LaTruth. Miss LaTruth seemed like she's crying out for help, y'all, about how she's being abused and how she's being manipulated and treated badly. People crying out for help. That's why I say, family, when these folks knocking on your door, you better open your mouth and talk and tell these folks so it can go on record. So if you have to defend yourself, it's on record. Stop trying to protect somebody that don't have the same equal kind of love for you that you have for them. When it's time to let go and get out, it's time. If you feel it's time, it's time. Now I'm gonna get back onto this story on this St. Louis shooting. Okay, this young man, he was 19 years old. 19 years old. He went in that school, guys, with that AR-15 and started shooting. This was yesterday. Shot that whole school up. Folks was jumping out the window. And I'm gonna tell you something now. They talked about Alexandria Bell. She's 15 years old, guys. She got an upcoming she had an upcoming birthday coming. She would have been 16 years old. They said she was a dancer. Beautiful black child. She was gunned down and killed. Another person killed who put her life on the line, y'all. That was a school teacher. She's a Caucasian lady. Her name is Miss Jean. I hope I'm not butchering her name. Kukza. Well, here it is. Kukzika. She was 61 years old, y'all. She stood between herself, the government, and them children. She was getting them children out of there. Them kids had to jump out of windows to get away from that boy, that maniac. He was tripping. And he gunned them. He was just in there shooting, killing. A lot of people got hurt. I'm starting to wonder that count right now. They talked about 3 dead, 2 of them, which is a school teacher and the 15-year-old beautiful black child. And then they saying that he got an altercation. He was, fighting with the police, and he died from his injuries because he got shot. Okay. I'm sure other people were injured. They did get injured. I'm not sure if any more lives was lost, but you never know. The count may be going up because a lot of people got hurt. Just people ain't talking about it right now, but these people went to the hospital. So some people got shot up. Y'all, it was real ugly. It was terrible. It was terrible. That's why I was trying to bring the video so you can hear the cries. Of some of these children that got on TV, and they was talking about the horror that they experienced. You see, you can see the police running everywhere. Lord have mercy. It was awful, y'all. Awful. So when people are crying out for help, y'all, sometimes you got to guess, hey, sometimes it's writing on the wall. You got to listen, especially if somebody's close around that can help these people. Encourage them to do the right thing before it's too late. So I was saying about this Miss LaTruth, if this man is doing these things, why are you protecting him? I know you love him, but you better love yourself and your children. And if you see somebody talking about, I hate you this and I hate you that, I'm going to kill you and I'm going to kill you, don't take that lightly. Do not take things like that lightly. You see people that's got a flock of people that's following them, and they passing people's pictures in the circle and saying all these mean, ugly things and throwing darts at them. Don't take that kind of stuff lightly. There's a dark side to that person. Dark. All of this, what I'm telling you guys, the stories that I just talked to you about, the person having karma coming back to her. What I mean by that, I'm talking about the squad leader. If she's doxing, if she's calling it, and they got these people, pictures floating in your sister circuit, throwing darts at them, taking advantage of people when they're giving you money, don't want to give people back their money when they're asking for it back, and you have not set up a clause where they, where you shouldn't, where you didn't say you wouldn't give it back if they wanted it. I mean, things like that. Signs within people that you have to pay attention to and not sweep it under the rug. All of these are signs, family. Take heed. But see, people don't listen. People are not listening. Okay? People are not listening, but you should. Family, let's go to the drawing board. What you say, Shay? You say, I just wish Miss LaTruth would have left his daughter and the children out of it. His daughter came out saying some horrible things about her dad. And you know what? I don't like that either. I don't like when people involve children and put them on national TV to talk about the next parent. That's a poor sign of something to me. That's bad parenting skills. Bad parenting skills. Who placed a child online to talk about the next parent? You don't do that. People don't let this YouTube, let these platforms got them to lose all their morals. No morals. People don't have nothing is off limits. And that's terrible. Nothing is off limits. That is crazy to me. That means they'll do anything just to get ratings and numbers and views. Even expose their children to this world. Don't they know by putting your child on this platform and having her to go against her father? Whatever you've coached this child into saying, I don't know which one of them did that. I don't know if the ex-mother, and for the ex-mother to allow that to happen, not the ex-mother, ex-girlfriend to allow her child to get on there and speak about her dad in such a way, well then won't y'all say that to the DFS folks? Tell that to them. Tell that to the DFS people. Because a child should not get on this platform in front of millions of people and do stuff like that. Now you put that child in harm's way. Now you put that child at risk. And not only that, that's damaging. That's damaging to a child. That's an awful thing. I thought, you know, you have some class, have some respect, self-respect. That's something you don't do. I don't know, people. This internet thing ain't off limits. There's a lot of these people. It's not off limits. Anything goes, y'all. What you say, Shay? Wow, that is so sad. Yeah, about the shooting in St. Louis at the Central Vision Performing Arts School. Absolutely. Children had to jump out the window. The teacher put herself in between the shooter and the children to save them kids' life. He gunned her down and killed her. Yes, he did. And some more people were shot and injured. Yeah. Maybe some more people that may die from this. You know, they're in the hospital. It ain't over yet. I mean, far as people being injured, these people have been injured. So we still, you know, watching the news and listening to some of these people that experienced that horror. It was terrible. I think they said he shot one of the windows out and came into school. Why did he return back to the school? I don't know. That school in particular, I don't know why he did that. You see, you got to beef up security. These people are going crazy. We're in the last days, y'all. We are in the last days. What you say, Penny Proud? Lord have mercy, we not safe anywhere. Well, you know what? It's crazy. It's crazy how that can unfold like that. It happened in, you know, a lot of these different schools, how these kids get these AR, these weapons, or they shoot multiple times to go in there and take out a whole class of people. You see? Yeah, they don't value lives, not even their own. What you say, Shay? You say, this world is going down. The love of many has grown cold. Yeah, where the love at? These folks money hungry, greedy. They do anything. They don't have, you know, pleasures. Like Bob said, pleasures of themselves, you know, rather than pleasure, lovers of God, you know. Hey, that's where it is. That's where it is. Yeah, have mercy. That's what's going on, guys. That's what happened. That's what happened. You said, right. We don't live in their home, so we don't know. But if this is the truth, shaking my head. Yeah, they are. We don't live in their home. But I tell you one thing. I don't know. Seemed like this woman, it appears, you know, due to her explanation, I'm talking about Miss LaTruth, she looked like she must have been suffering for quite some time now, dealing with this, the arrogance, the narcissistic behavior, the controlling, the way they talk, he puts his hands on. You see, that's a no-no. That's a no-no. All of it, you know. And then for somebody to say how of a monster this person doesn't appear to be, you don't know what kind of fear that man may have instilled in that one. But hey, you know, and I don't understand why she feels so obligated that she have to, you know, hold back. Y'all better break the silence. It may protect you one day if you have to defend yourself. Break the silence. Break the silence. And let me tell you something now. Get that woman out your business. I'm talking to ex now. She might be a nice person. She may be a nice person. However, it's time for her to step back now. She needs to step back. You need to separate yourself from that, because if you don't, you're gonna be in this midst of turmoil with this ex on the side. Yeah, 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 yeah. You know, like a chihuahua in your one ear. Then you got this ex-husband you got to fight, and all these people you got to fight. You got to start separating yourself from some of these people so you can have a peace of mind, so you can have a sense of direction of what path you want to take in life, if you really ready to move on. That's right, family. I know I ain't gonna hold y'all too long, guys. I know we made 3-4 attempts today with me and my laptop, tripping, but we finally got chance to sit down and talk a bit, guys. Yeah, we got a chance to sit down and talk a bit, guys. I want to thank you guys. I'm going to have more content this week, but I think what I'm going to do is next time I'm going to try to see about what is going on with this phone. I don't know if it's because the weather today, because St. Louis got a lot of weather today, a lot of rain today, and I'm sure that's happening around a lot of these different states. The weather is changing. We're getting ready to get winter is coming. Winter is coming, guys. So what I want you guys to do is stay safe. Don't put yourself in harm's way. And somebody abusing you, and it's somebody that's tearing your spirit down, somebody that is physically or psychologically or mentally, all of that. If they're abusing you in any kind of way, you guys need to get help. Get help. Life is too short to be suffering each and every day with somebody that don't care nothing about you and that does not love you, that is selfish, that is using you for your youth, for your wisdom, for whatever he using you for, he or she. That it goes both ways now, because I've seen women abuse men. When I said I've seen them, you hear reports about how women are very aggressive and abusive to men. You see, it can happen both ways, family. Don't allow nobody to control your mind like that, your heart. You see, I watched a story the other day, y'all. If you guys have not, if you guys watch TV or if you watch any movies, I'm gonna share a movie with you guys, and I want you guys to take the time and watch it. It is called The Invisible Man. It's abusive situation, similar to what we're talking about here, but a little, much more controlling and much more deeper. I want you guys to take the time, if you got to buy or whatever you got, what kind of streaming television show that you got, I want you guys to take the time and watch that movie. It's called The Invisible Man. Thank you later, y'all. I love you guys. I want y'all to stay tuned. What you said, Shay? You said, I love you, lady. Always looking forward to your lives. Stay blessed. Also, darling, you too. Guys, I love you. I want you guys to stay close. I am going to have some more content this week. I do apologize for the hiccup previously, but we still came back strong, okay? I love you. And stay tuned, guys. I'll be talking to you later. Good night. Bye-bye.